Good morning. Welcome to Bad Hotel Coffee Chat for Monday after the 2014 Grey Cup. My name is Drew Edwards from the Hamilton Spectator. This is my Bad Hotel Coffee. We'll be glad to see the end of it. Back home today and looking forward to seeing my family, obviously, and drinking some decent coffee as well. Lots of discussion about the game last night, most of it centering around the penalty call that cost the Ticats a 90-yard punt return from Brandon Banks that would have given them the lead and most likely the Grey Cup championship. Reading some of the comments today, the player that was involved from Calgary has more or less acknowledged that he was not in position to make the play on Banks and essentially felt contact behind him and went to the turf pretty easily and to get the call. And I think that in my previous years covering the CFL, I would not have expected that to have been called. This year, with special team return penalties up 24% over last year, I think that type of situation has been called. Steve mentioned, last night that part of the equation has to be the situation in the game. I mean, officials will deny this. If it's a penalty in the first quarter, it's a penalty in the fourth quarter. But making that call with in the last minutes of a Grey Cup championship, that's a marginal call at best. I used dubious in my story today. I probably, looking back on it, should have used marginal. But I think you'd prefer to see the players decide the outcome of the game, not officials. And whether it was the right call or not, the officials decided the outcome of that game, in at least on some level. Now, this has been pointed out as well, but the Ticats had other opportunities to win this football game without that play, right? They made 3 red zone trips, came away with 3 field goals, had a field goal blocked, were stopped late on 2nd and 2 near the goal line, made the decision to kick the field goal instead of going for it on 3rd down. Like, there's all kinds of areas where you can look back at that game and say that Ticats could have taken advantage of that, and Kent Austin obviously acknowledged that after the game. So it's hard to put it all on one play, but the reality is that when history goes back and judges that game, it's going to always be about that one play, and I think that's really unfortunate, because I think it sullies the game to a certain extent. To a large extent, on a lot of different levels. Certainly disappointing for Ticat fans. I feel badly for those of you who follow this team so passionately and have been waiting so long for a Grey Cup. I know how much it means to this fan base, and I certainly understand the heartbreak, and that's difficult. I feel badly for some of the players who you get to know on a personal level, and how much it means to them. And there are people within that organization that I have a lot of respect for, and I know how devastating things like this are. And the human part of it is certainly tough to watch and to report on too, certainly. So just a tough day all around. So and a pretty brutal end to what is otherwise a really great season. As I've mentioned, I think a little bit, this has been one of my favorite teams, if not my favorite team to cover, just in terms of the personality and the storylines and all the things that have gone on. So to have it end this way, I think it's not the ending that I would have expected to write. I guess I would put it that way. So anyway, I am on my way home. I'll have a story in the paper tomorrow, obviously, about the block and the various fallout from it, and we'll have more coverage for the rest of the week as the Ticats pack up and end their 2014 season. So if I don't get a chance to say it in the future, I'll say it now. Thank you very much for your support. It means a lot to me. I've got a lot of comments and saw a lot of fans this week who had a lot of great things to say about my coverage, and that means a lot to me. I do this job for my own benefit and because I enjoy doing it and because it makes me money. But the readership is what makes it go, and without readers that respect you, there is there's not really that's a big reason why I do it, and one of the things that brings me a lot of satisfaction out of doing it. So thanks very much, and we'll talk to you later.